I'm glad Mike's alive. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some fun. What do we get to do? Well, you get to listen to me and you get to watch me too. Guess what we're going to want to do? Got to have some fun, people. Come on. I've been doing this for 50 years, 6 days a week, having fun helping people like you get past go. What does that really mean, past go? I think you're stuck. I think it kind of, sucks. What does that mean? Today, we have the ability to listen and learn, and basically, it's up to you as well. Okay? What does that mean? Today, all of you have an LLC or C Corp or S Corp, nonprofit or PC. The bottom line is how we structure things, and that's the goal. How do we structure? Thank you. Okay, day, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless you all. All right? Very simple. I love that. It's very simple. As we do this, understand something. God, family, and money. Has to be. God, family, and money. It's the way it's always been for me. For me, it's very simple. God comes first because he gave me a life, and he saved my life many times over the years. And that's just the truth, how it works. So we get to play the game and win. So the main thing today is, like most of you, about men. 80% of you are men today. That means you're going to try to do a business. I'm sorry, but 99% of you are going to fall down, because what's going to happen is you don't have the structure, the finance, and the dream. In the beginning, we're going to talk about basically what you get to do. This is educational contact only. Not legal, tax, or financial advice, or results may vary. I've created $60 billion of credit for this last 50 years for my clients and myself. I've helped 39 million people become millionaire structure. But again, it's up to you as well as you learn to play the game to win. If you're on TikTok, follow me on TikTok and understand, share the live, but also follow. Understand that I'm online a couple of times a day, and Monday through Friday, and classes all Saturday, helping people get to what I call past go and get unstuck. Now, we have some problems. First of all right, mommy gave you an SS5 form. She signed it, or you did it for yourself. That's how it works. So what do we do from there? The IRS. The IRS did one thing. Okay? They learned how to basically do what? Control our paycheck. See, we gave permission to the IRS to tax our paycheck before we get our check. See, they take our, money, they get to tax the money you made as a paycheck. You get the leftover. You can learn to recycle your paycheck by using your house payment, because it offsets interest for 24 years. It's interest only. That's called recycling money in the first place, if you know how to do that. But again, instead of buying or leasing a house making someone else rich. I don't think you should make someone else rich. The 1040 tax return. So understand, today your paycheck's taxed. Everybody gets upset because they don't know how it works. Then, in other words, no one explained to them, if you had a house payment for 24 years, that's interest only, and you can recycle your paycheck and put it back in your pocket. It's recycling paycheck. Now, a lot of you have LLCs. That's fantastic. I talked to 3 people today. They have 5 of them. Because why? They listen to somebody else. Today, there's a phone number to call the office if you want to talk to the office. We have specialists can help you every step of the way. That's the ultimate goal as we play this game to win. I'd like you to think about what you're trying to accomplish today. Number 1, I'd like you to rebuild your credit. Now, you can do it yourself. You don't need to hire credit repair companies, but again, a lot of times you do that anyway. Most of them will let you down. Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, they're supposed to be registered with the Attorney General's office, collect no money up front, and be nonprofit with a bond. All right, again, they're not that, but they're collecting money every left and right. They indicted Daniel, the credit repair cloud. They indicted him, $3 million fine, and that's what happened. But the bottom line is you're going to try to be you. Good for you. I think the biggest problem you have today is you're trying to be yourself, but you're trying to figure out what needs to be done for yourself as you do this process. It's not easy. I mean, I can't give you easy, but I can give you the American dream. And I can show you how to get that step by step, every step of the way. See, I set up the credit system behind the scenes. What does that mean? Long time ago, in basically 1977, I'm the consultant for TRW, became Experian, and that's how it worked. Experian in 96. What do we get to do? So today, the bottom line is maybe you have an LLC. Please be careful. The LLC process is very important to us to understand, but what happens with most of us, you get LLCs in other states because people tell you to do that. I'd be careful because what do they do is very simple. Okay. Number one, the LLCs, if they're not in the state you're living in, they're auditing those. That's what they're doing. And that's the FNCN. Okay. So we look at this very simple. They're going to audit people because they have a corporation, an LLC in another state they don't live in. But that's kind of dangerous, right? Unless you want to go through an audit. The next thing happens is the IRS actually says they're going to pay 30% for anybody ratting people out. 30%. So that's kind of a danger zone as well. So the goal is, let's figure how we can structure to get the American dream. In other words, if I look at my credit cards today, utilization is the key. When I helped set up this system in 77, it was the oldest credit card, and there was utilization process, okay? Then we came up with the wrapper rescore to be able to close escrows. So every card should have a sticky at the back of the card. If your credit card is at 30%, you're yellow, and if you're basically 50%, it's in the red. That's how we were set up in the first place. Unfortunately, people didn't teach how to do that. These cards don't fluctuate. So the bottom line is American Express, Gold, and Platinum do not fluctuate. For me, having this in my hand, what does it do for me? It gives me 100,000 of safety credit. In case I have no blankety blank day, month, or year, I have 71,000 of safety. I don't say use it and abuse it. But again, here's my cards, here's my wife's cards. We maintain about an 846 score because we use our credit as a review only. So before you hire a credit repairer, you get ripped off, please understand. You can get Winning the Credit Game book for free. It's a download. It's in the link tree. It's free. You can download it today. The book, Starting Out Right, is for the kids. So guess what we get to do? Based on structure and finance and dream. The ultimate goal is how we play this game to win. I just want to win because I turned it to game as a kid. And that's important to me as we do all these things as well. So today, let's understand something. Okay? And what happens is very simple today. This is a book. It'll explain to you exactly about utilization and the pieces. It's free in the link tree as well. So again, it's free to you. What does that do for you? Let's learn rules and tools before we hire a credit repair company. The problem with most of you, the utilization is your problem. So it's like in Yarborough. Ken Yarborough and I worked together since the 70s and 80s and 90s. I got to set up the oldest card as my suggestion. Oldest card, fluctuation, 29% rule, and wrapper rescore. But Ken and I did write a book called New File. I didn't like it. It's like that CPN kind of thing. I didn't like that either. CPNs were set up for witness protection, not for people to rip off their creditors and get another credit file. So file segregation was created, but I also turned around and put it on the shelf. I never put it out there. See, for me, I like you to get to know me. I get to know you. What does this mean? There's me at the highest kick in 1981. I was 21 years old when I kicked the light out of 13 feet. One of the Lamborghinis, one of the mansions, one of the yachts, why not? And one of the what? I love this stuff because it's fun stuff. The yachts, why not? You see, what you can realize from there is simple. It's like winning the credit game. In the book, you'll probably see part of my Lamborghini collection. See, I had 21 cars in my collection for one reason. I wanted to buy cars because I was bored. The bottom line for you, every one of you have a choice. So please download the books and learn things from there and understand you can actually play with me every day of the week, besides Sunday. Sometimes I'm bored on Sundays too. My wife and kids go to the swap meet. What do? I get online and talk to more people. I get bored pretty easy. So what happens with me? Now, today, the ability to get past go. Now, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and all the pieces, for 32 years, I won the award of being the second largest advertiser in California. I'm new to TikTok for 22 weeks so far. See, I've been writing checks for millions and millions of dollars for radio and TV for years. But again, I want to tell you the truth. It's simple. It's in the link if you want the whole blueprint. There's 12 books and CDs. It gives you the blueprint of success. The bottom line today, I'd like you to think about basically what's called an analyzation. Why don't we analyze it today? Why don't we do a wrapper rescore? Wrapper rescore, if you look online today, even mortgage companies usually charge about $2,000. If you're in a wrapper rescore today, what that means basically we can block some bad stuff and reduce your debt to ratio. Get another card to do that too. What do you get to do? I'm sorry to say, but you have to play steal from Peter to pay Paul and make Mary happy. Sorry, I stutter once in a while. So what happens? Wrapper rescore. It can block crap and give you $5,000 of credit right away. You'd call the office and talk about wrapper rescore. Very simple. The next thing is a blueprint call. I do them online, try to do almost everyone online so people can see the truth by past, present, and future. That's the ultimate goal on a blueprint call. If I was to blueprint you and your spouse online or even on privately as well, up to an hour's time, then I want to hand you about 10,000 of credit as well, if that's what you want. See, I think you should always understand how to get credit. This is a way that we actually use. We use this process and this platform. Very simple. There's me and there's basically Ray Reynolds and also Ray at Ray FFFSS LLC. Again, how do we play the game? Take a picture. Please take that picture. Now, I'd like you to opt out. What does that mean today? Today, if we did this correctly, and you took your utility bills and your credit cards and put them on automatic payment, auto pay, paperless, what does that mean for you? Please do not pay off your credit cards on a weekly basis because that's called silly and flat out dumb. I watch people do this. We get people every week losing their credit cards and their limits, and they just close the account because you're not using it. You're going to have to make the creditor make a little bit of money off you. That's how they get you more credit. But opt-out means very simple today. If utility bills are on an automatic payment or paperless and your credit card payments, what you do is you call this number in front of you, and then you'd opt out for 5 years or a lifetime. That allows you basically to do what? Get off the national mailing list. I'd say opt out for 5 years or a lifetime. It's going to be up to you. I'd also tell you to do an extra payment on your credit cards weekly. Why? That makes it fast pay, quick pay. I wrote that for TOW, became a Spearing years ago as well, as we play this game to win. Now, there's my verification. If you want, you can follow me on TikTok and have some fun at the same time. Know when I'm live, know when I'm in the class as well to help every one of you and get past go, the ultimate goal. What most of you are doing today is you're allowing your LLC to do business. I'm sorry, that's not the way it's designed, by the way, if you don't know that. See, no rich and famous person ever allowed their parent company to do business. You named the LLC after you. You named it what it does and actually does business. So when they sue that, they sue you and your spouse. So congratulations, you brought the pain home, which you never had to in the first place. Rich and famous people own companies. They do that every day. The bottom line is going to be up to you to play the game to win. The reason I called it a game is I wrote this when I was 15. At 15 years old, I already had $1 million in the bank, driving a Lamborghini Countach belonging to a corporation, not me. Very simple. I learned to be a puppet master a long time ago. I don't want to be rich. Even though I created my first billionaire structure at 21 years old, the structure was up to $1 billion. Again, play the game. Winning the game of business. Again, be a puppet master. Do not try to be the bouncing ball. But again, it's going to be up to you as well. See, 97% of businesses fail. See, if your business fails, that means they're going to try to what? Knock you down and try it again and again. Most of you men today, you've actually failed 3 times, maybe 5 times or not, a lifetime. You brought the pain home. The wife's going, is this going to work? Is this going to work? It freaks her out. That's your queen. The bottom line is your queen. As a king, you're supposed to take care of the family and the throne, but that's up to you as well. Our bottom line is simple. Structure builds finance and dreams. Structure builds finance and dream. That's what you need to do. Do all divisions have separate addresses and the same address? No, they have the same address under the same corporation and use the same tax ID to build average balance. Again, that's why you should go to class on Saturdays about division process. But we'll go through that again and again as well. Structure builds finance and dream. That's the goal. This is a blueprint. You have to have a blueprint because you have a problem. Your problem is going to be you. Okay? What does that mean? All I can do is tell you about my life. You can learn to play the game to win. What does that mean? Well, the reality is you have to plan the problem. You have to plan the problem. You have no choice, okay? I was born in a taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. Kind of sucks. My mother and daddy didn't want me. I got to be Mrs. Hope to shoot of them hell. So guess what? I had to learn to do it myself and understand, read at the library all the time, hide at the library every day. It's what I had to do. I'd read and read all the time. I studied law and accounting. See, for me, numbers never lied to me, but people do all the time. Your friends and family probably ripped you off and knocked you down. That's how it works. Unfortunately, it's probably true. So again, what did I do? I was forced to move 24 times by the time I was 11 and a half years old. It kind of sucks. Going to school in Watts, Torrance, and Long Beach, you had to learn to kick it or run. I'd rather, not run. I'd rather kick it. That's just me. I've been fighting since I was in that taxi. So I'm going to take away your excuses, okay? Because a lot of you have excuses today, and I don't like excuses. So I've been shot 3 times, by the way, by a gun. First time I was ever shot in the back by assault rifle, okay? When I was riding my mini bike, it sucks. Again, what do? I've also been knifed 6 times. I don't know why I'm here. My wife and I look at it all the time. Why are you here? God has saved my life many times. So there's no excuses for any of you. So the bottom line is you got to look at your surroundings and understand something. You got to basically plan the problem. It's going to happen no matter what we do. It's going to happen all the time. It's what it always has. What do we get to do? We get to learn how to play the game to win if you want to win the game. That's why I was forced to go to the library. I didn't like being used and abused as a kid. I've been in 2 comas so far. I've created millions and billions, millions and billions, and I get to die. Kind of sucks. But that's 2009 when I died in the coma. So my first coma was 7 years old. Then from there, this is how it happens to my life. So if you want to learn how to get to million to billion, you'll find out I'm one of the most tenacious person on the planet. I never stop. I always go through the future, and I basically look at the past. Past, present, future, and build it up and away. That next coma was in 2009 on July 4th, watching the fireworks. We took out one of my yachts in the backyard in Huntington Harbor. That's what we did. Next day, I'm in a coma. I get to die at 5:41. It ruined my whole day. What do you think? But again, I go back and I get to survive. I get to do what? While I'm in the coma, my wife calls Ron, my district manager, at One Technology Driver Event Spectrum. My building is 22,000 square feet. I'm bringing in millions and billions of dollars. I'm structured under that. Ron's over at the office instead selling books and CDs. My IT manager, instead of helping my wife when she asked for help, he basically sold my websites and phone numbers literally to a porn site. Never call the phone number on the CD, please. So if you think the people around you are going to help you, sometimes they're not the ones going to help you. Usually the people closer to you are the one that rip you off or knock you down. So learn how to play the game to win, but it's up to you. See, I like Lamborghinis and Ferraris and helicopters and goodies. I'm actually the guy that's not full of doo-doo. I wrote a book called BS Doesn't Pay Your Bills. You can't write off the haircut. You cannot write off the chef at home. You can't write off the Rolex. You cannot write off your wedding. That's BS. Unfortunately, there's a lot of silly people out there every day. But the ability is very simple. I created the Millionaires Founders Kit, and this is the blueprint of success. 12 books and CDs so you can get past go, because I think you get stuck. Getting stuck kind of sucks. What do we get to do? We get to play the game to win. So understand something today. I sold it at the Bonaventure, and I sold it in Ontario, sold it in Orange County, and Long Beach Marriott for 32 years, being the second largest advertiser in California. The books and CDs will give you the structure and the finance and the dream if you want, but it's up to you again. If you don't follow through, that's on you. God's gift is very simple. For me, as I'm building my structure and finance and my dream, what am I looking to do? The ultimate goal is very simple. We want structure, we want finance, and we want the dream. And that's what it is, that blueprint. See, the blueprint saved my life. I guess you understand something. I have to have the ability to protect my family. That is my job as a man, a father, and a husband. If not, I'll become a husband. I don't want to be a husband. I want to stay as a husband. Your bottom line for you is your problem is you not learning how to play the game to win. And what happens is very simple. A blueprint call with me is going to take about past, present, and future. We have to position you the right way to make sure you get past go, because unfortunately you're letting your LLC do business, which is allowed one thing, to sue you, and sue your spouse too. Past, present, and future. The goal is to understand. Chapter 18 is what I learned as a kid. Very simple. It says a corporation's a legal person. Now that's not the LLC, LLP. That's the CES, a nonprofit PC. Legal person. As it said, I learned it when I was 7.5 years old. If you did your homework today, you'd find out I started Helping Hand Industries in 1969. I was 9 years old. I got $100,000 credit in the mail. See, I had to get out of hell. I just went to the library because one thing, I learned a corporation's a legal person. The vision process was born as well. So what do we get to do? Let's understand something. When you buy something, like this, God's gift to this mansion, one of my mansions, okay? Mansions in Havasu, mansions in Big Bear, mansions everywhere I go, because I was creating up to $2.2 billion of structure. The bottom line is I actually did it. I created my first $1 billion structure at 21 years old. If you listen and learn, you can get the goodies. The goodies are having the largest U-Duck in Huntington Harbor, which I did. The yacht, the race boats, and the goodies in the backyard. See, I don't know where you park your yacht, but I parked mine in my backyard while I'm going to my other mansions as well. Yachts. Even the Duffy had the Ravenrose University on the side of it when I took my wife to Captain Jack's around the corner. You see, I don't write it off. That's a dinner with my wife. She's not a write-off, okay? So the bottom line is you learn how to play the game to win. The Duffy, the race boat, the Sea-Doos, everything else is division process. Has to because it has liability. Anything with liability we have to protect. So today I'd tell you to do this. Write down I'm willing to sacrifice a division, all right, not the corp or my family. If I lost the yacht or the race boat, that's okay because it's a piece. I get rid of a bad piece like the banks and grocery stores do every day, but it's up to you as well. From there, we get to play the game. From the helicopter, Lamborghini in the building. My cars, the 21 car in the car collection. You got to have garage to put them in, right? So the bottom line is, for me, you'll find out I'm not the guy that's full of doo-doo. Unfortunately, you'll have a lot of pretend coaches out there. You have several coaches that actually bought my books, now they're coaches. I don't understand about that, but that's okay. The yacht, the race boats, the mansions, the goodies in your Belinda. Simple. It's windy on the hill, so I put the pool inside. Is that okay? See, I'm the guy that created millions and billions, and I've been online for, 50 years, helping people 6 days a week if you want to play. But again, I get to die in a coma. Ruin my whole day. What do we get to do? Bottom line, like anything else today, if you wanted coaching, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. What do we get to do? It's going to be up to you. If we look at division process, I had to create a division for one reason, all right? Because they wanted me to pay $1 million plus in franchise tax fee. I didn't want to pay that. I got this letter in the mail in 1984. In 1984, I'm 24 years old, and I'm the king of satellite television. Manufacturer, distribution, retail stores. We're doing $100 million. I own some Shakey's, 31 flavors, and some Subways, shopping centers, and condos. The letter that came in the mail says I had to pay franchise tax fee. I didn't want to pay $1.2 million. I didn't want to pay $1.2 million, understand? So I went to Sacramento, California. I asked a basic question, can I create a division under my LLCs, my C Corps, my nonprofit, my PCs? See, I got all the corps like you do today. The reality is they told me I could create an entity under what? LLC, C Corp, or nonprofit. So a division process was born in 1984. It was approved and became in all 50 states in 1985. This is a mouse pad I'd like to send to every one of you. But again, you have to learn how to listen and play the game that's right there. Take your picture. See, the reality is you're trying to build the American dream. Good luck with that. I think you're going to make the same mistake everyone else does. 99% of businesses fail because they don't have structure, finance, and dream. Structure, finance, and dream. This is $3 million. What would you do with it? Okay? What would you do with $1 million of credit here? Every American Express card invites you into what's called a blueprint loan. A blueprint loan up to $250,000. You've all had some money, $25,000, $50,000. You kind of wasted what? Kind of wasted it away. What do we do? If I was to get the Chase Ink cards, no interest for 22 months, what am I going to do? I'm going to make sure I get something like what I would call basically an asset, Bitcoin, gold, silver, stock trading. Credit cards build score to get more. That's all they do. From there, I want to use basically what's called checkbook money. Checkbook money would be the ability to write a check off of a line of credit for an auto income business. This is auto income. If we did it the right way, we can create a blueprint. The blueprint of success is what we get to do as we play this game to win. But again, I like you to get your tablet and pen out now, because I like to create a blueprint with every one of you if you want. But again, we get to structure this. In other words, today, if we basically had a piece of paper and tablet and pen, you could learn how to play the game the right way. Unfortunately, I think you do it wrong every day. What does this mean? We're going to basically look at certain things about what? A blueprint. What is a blueprint? Well, the bottom line is your life should have been controlled by a blueprint in the first place. Unfortunately, you don't even understand an SS5. You have one. The IRS puts it on file. I did mine at 14 years old because I was told to. All right, you probably were born after 71, and what happens is Nixon took the gold standard out in August in 71. So the bottom line is very simple, as we have learned. The IRS has an SS5 form on all of us. All of us have an SS5 on file. The IRS, we gave them permission. We all gave them permission. You do not get this yet. You will when we're done, because the SS5 is on file for every one of us. The SS5 creates basically an SSN. SSN. You or mommy agreed not to laminate, not to carry with you, and not use for ID purposes, but you do it every day. Unfortunately, you do. So what happens next, we have to realize one thing. That is a 1040 tax return. 1040. Your goal should be figuring out your income, your paycheck. I don't know if you need a paycheck of 6420 or do you need $10,000? Okay, you got to decide what you need. I didn't ask what you want, so understand that, please. Not what you want, what you need. Your goal should be doing tax balancing with the IRS. That's called tax balancing. But again, what you have to realize is one thing. Okay, this is IRS here. I call them the bullies and the liars. They don't really care about anybody but themselves. They're selfish. They hurt people all the time. Okay, that's just them, and that's what happens with you. But again, what did you do today? Your bottom line is not understanding how it works. So what do? For instance, today, let's say you got married. Fantastic. When you got married, you pay more in taxes. Congratulations. So you now pay more because you got married. Here's you. Very simple. And here's your spouse as well. What do? You became one. Fantastic. Okay. Your paycheck is taxed. You get the leftover. Okay. How do we offset that? Well, first of all, we have a house. We have a property tax as well. For 24 years, okay? 24 years, this is interest only. 24 years, it's interest only. And that's what you got to realize. If you want your money back on your paycheck, your house payment recycles the money. You have the choice also to understand a couple of things for you. You have the ability to have 3 divisions of yourself. A division of me. So write down division of me, please. Understand what you can actually do. You didn't have to bring the pain home in the first place. You did that because of lack of knowledge. Unfortunately, that's the truth. If you can handle the truth. That's called a line of defense. You'd focus on an SS4 form. SS4 says employer. It says employer at the top. It says line 1, entity, individual person. That's what it says. It's very simple. If we position this, we can have one for this. Each division can have a tax ID, and that's the ultimate goal. It's what we're trying to do. All right, are we frozen on? You sure? Okay. All right, because sometimes it looks like it's frozen. Okay, so how do we do this? Now let's understand. Today you're going to say you have a car. Fantastic, on the car. Okay, you're the registered owner. Okay, if you get a bumpity bump, that means you bumped a car, they're going to sue you and your spouse. Congratulations. Okay, what happens is the insurance, registration, and our driver's license should be a mailing address, by the way. If we did this correctly, what we would do is basically look at the LLC first, because everybody wants an LLC. All right, they have 9 types of LLCs. Understand something. Maybe we have an LLP. Okay, maybe we have a C corp. We have a S corp. We have a nonprofit. We might have a PC, professional corp. These are the categories you can do under Section 9 and Section 18 as well, but it's up to you. If you had a house under the LLC, when they sue that, they sue you in the LLC. Congratulations. That's what happens every day. You're allowed to do business. You should never let an LLC do business, by the way. Okay? Because you named it after you named what it does and actually does business. It should own companies. That's the goal. But again, you want to realize one thing. What do you have and how you structure? The bottom line is going to be up to you as well. So what do? Let's understand this is a management company. We should put an M in the box because we don't want to be sued. We want to protect ourselves every step of the way, and that's what we're trying to do. If we had 9 divisions, that creates 9 lines of credit. Each division has its own credit file, so it can finance a dream. It could be a different type of process, and it's basically very simple. It's a multiple function. In other words, I can own a Wendy's restaurant, a Jack in the Box. I can own basically a storage unit, a laundromat, a car wash, 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So what do? The goal is to understand how to play the game to win. So we had basically, all right, here we're going to play and win the game. This is called a corporate umbrella, if you structure the right way, but it's up to you again. What are you trying to do? I tell you to have 3 divisions of me, not over here, but over here under the corporation. So that gives me the ability to do a couple of things. As a division of me, please write down division of me. I'm hoping you drew what I drew at the same time. But again, what do? This is a C for contracts. This is supply for cash credit. This is just flat out cash credit. If I have a house, okay, instead of having it under the LLC, I'm going to put it as a division. I have to trust somebody to pay the rent or a lease payment so I can pay the mortgage. And unfortunately, people let us down all the time. Numbers never lie, only people lie. That's how I looked at it all my life. That's how it works. So if all of a sudden I have my Jack in the Box here, my 31 flavor ice cream, that's simple. My Shakey's pizza, my laundromats, okay, my what? Storage units. Very simple. My apartment complex. This is the line of defense. So if you build a line of defense, you have the ability to do what? This is going to be 9 lines of credit. All right, so we have $100,000 of credit. What do? Times 9 more equals $1 million. So if we took the American Express Gold or Platinum card and we decided to get what? 1 or 2 of these cards, what do? Per division. Each division gets its own credit file. Each division can have a card. We can multiply credit to the process of a division. If we have a problem, we can do one thing. We can disconnect, isolate, incorporate. If I have 100,000 times 9, it's $1 million. What if I have basically today, I have basically gold and platinum? Well, that means I have times 2. I now just created $2 million of credit to finance the American dream. 9 locations, 9 what? 9 locations right here. If I have a problem with a location or a problem like the banks do, let's understand something. All right, your banks last year bankrupt 22,000 locations, 22,000 locations. Branch numbers, they bankrupt branch numbers. They did it in front of you. You didn't pay attention, sorry to say, but it's true. This is a line of defense. Line of defense. They bankrupt the pieces, kept the assets and the money. Your cities do this, your states do this, and what do? Even grocery stores do this. What happens is very simple. If I have a problem with any division, I get to do several things. I get to disconnect, isolate, incorporate it. In other words, I get rid of the piece. I build a corporate umbrella. That would be the ultimate goal. If I had a nonprofit organization, nonprofit would have a division. I'd move this house here under the nonprofit. I want to have hospice, $112,000 a month. I can create income if I don't have a job. That would be a nonprofit organization. Nonprofit. But again, that's what you need to learn to do. Structure builds finance and dreams. Unfortunately, most of you didn't structure right. 90% of business fail. That's actually 99%. And the bottom line is up to you. If you don't learn how to play the game, you're not going to learn to win. Unfortunately, you bring the pain home to yourself and your family all the time. I don't get it. I do not understand. I've been teaching and preaching for 50 years. Where the blank have you been? It's going to be up to you. But again, I like you to learn to play the game to win. I just like to win the game. To me, I turned it as a game as a kid. When I wrote and created Winning the Game of Business, I did that when I was basically 14 years old, and I did that very simple. But I wanted to have fun at the same time. So your choice is going to be up to you as you do this today. I hope you pray and you listen and learn today. You could change your life if you wanted to. But again, there's your future, okay? If you create your own blueprint today, you can get past go. You don't have to bring the pain home. By the way, that's a mouse pad. I'd like to send you one. I'll pay for the whole cost for you. Got it so far? If you want $1 million check, okay, you're not going to get it. You're going to break it in pieces. This is 18 divisions, 150,000 each. What is 18 times 150? Please tell me the answer to that equation. Line of credit, 150,000 times 18. What is it? Tell me the answer, please. All right. Ask questions, people. I don't see you scrolling here and asking questions. Again, what is it? Are you joined? Fantastic. What does this mean? 18 divisions, $150,000 line of credit times what? 18. By the way, the answer is what? $2.7 million of credit. If I finance the dream, can I get the American dream? That's the ultimate goal. Should we use our credit to finance it? No. You can't write off your personal credit. That's your problem. You can't write off personal credit at all. You can write off corporate credit. Corporation gets to be what? As it says right here. Offset taxes no matter if you win or lose. Simple. We can basically borrow money is not taxable. Never bring the pain home. Finding peace through the auto income process. Peace. That's what we get to do every day. All right. So the bottom line is how we play this game to win. I just want you to win the game. Is that okay? So what do we have to do? All right. It's like my first series. I was 15 years old when I wrote this at 14 to 15. I put it out there in 1976. So in 1976, I created a system to help people while I'm going to the library. I was sucked into a government program at 14 and a half. I tested at Tewicker Junior High. I went to Owens Coast College at 14 and a half. I didn't go to high school. I wouldn't waste my damn time. I did the test, did the paper too. It's easy. I read the book. All right, I have recall on most things anyway. All right, this is auto income. If you paid attention today, you take a picture of this. I want a mouse pad. Then you put in the link below and request a mouse pad. That's all you have to do. The link below gives you a mouse pad right now. Simple. Let's send you one. Take your picture. You see, that is your ability today, all right, to understand something. You drove by the storage unit. Why don't you own the damn thing? You drove by the Wendy's restaurant. Why don't you own that? How about the gas station that has the store? How about the dry cleaners and the car wash? Heck, I wrote the books 47 years on those. Payphones as well. We get to play the game and win if you want to. How can we obtain a gold card in the beginning? Well, the reality is all you need is a 649. What you need to do is have us analyze you. If you want my paralegals to analyze your credit, they'll do that. Simple. Call the office, sign up for a program. Everyone gets Rapid Rescore as a new program for free if they don't do it by itself. And also you get credit also rebuilt. I do that for free too to anybody in any program. Every step. Why not? I set up the system. But again, it's a choice. Your choice today is to understand how this works. Take a picture here. Let's understand. You see, today, this is American Express Blueprint Loan. Every Amex Gold and Platinum card entitles you to getting an invitation of this. On the website, they're going to offer you 99 more cards, 99. So every one of these cards can get what? Money. Auto income. What does this mean? Let's understand. Let's go back a little bit, okay? All right, what do we look at? There's a blueprint. Every blueprint, if we had 3 divisions, let's understand. 3 divisions is 300,000 of credit right here in my hand, okay? That's up to 30,000 a month. 6 cards, 600,000. It's a numbers game. Numbers don't lie. Numbers have never lied to me. Only people lie. That's how it works, okay? So that's 600,000, 60,000 a month. Here's 900,000, all right, and up to 100,000 a month. Numbers have never lied to me, but people lie all the time, unfortunately. And then I see all this silly stuff that I see on TikTok and what I call the pretend coaches, unfortunately. What do? So if I look at this correctly, here's what I demonstrated here about paycheck, house, car, and all the goodies, register under the division. For every 3 divisions, you can create 300,000 of credit, up to 30,000 a month income. 6, 60, 9, 100,000. See, this is up to you to understand. You're trying to let your LLC do business, which is the dumbest thing I ever saw in my life. I'm sorry. An LLC should not do business. It should own businesses. No rich and famous person ever allowed their parent company to do business. You're trying to reinvent the wheel. That makes no sense to me at all. But again, it's a choice. Your choice is to listen and learn and play the game and win. All I know is this is the Ray Reynolds Blueprint Live, and we have fun with people every day for the last 22 weeks. 68,000 plus followers having fun. What do? Blueprint. Can you imagine today if you and I were on the phone? I'm going to look at your bankruptcy if you filed one. Did you seal the record? Do you have a tax problem? Past, present, and future. I want to look at family. You have a husband and wife, dog, and a cat and a fish. Corporation, LLC, what do you have? 18 divisions? Do you have an irrevocable trust? Irrevocable trust. The card should be a division. You're willing to sacrifice the division, never your corporation. What now? You're sacrificing you, and then when you get sued, they sue your spouse too. You're bringing the pain home left and right. You didn't plan the problem. None of you planned the problem, and that's wrong. Auto income. All right, what do we have? Cash flow fee per time. I put in my book years ago. Simple. We play the game to win. Dissect this for a minute. Come on. I learned this at 7.5 years old. 7.5 years old, kid being pushed around all over the place, and I had to move so many times. It's ridiculous. Library where I get to hide. A corporation's a legal person may sue or be sued. It's right there. It gives me the ability of foundation. All right, foundation. But if they sued the corp, they would sue me and my spouse. I've been married 21 years to the greatest woman in the world. God found me money. God found me money. I don't love money, but I know how to build billions and billions of it. I got good at it. Simple. If we look at division process, we must have a division. Can you imagine today, when your corporation is sued, they sue you? Shouldn't you have division process, 18 of them at least? There's the ability to not bring the pain home. Maybe you like bringing the pain home. Maybe you want to feel sorry for yourself or blame the whole world like half the people in the world do. Half the people in this world are lazy, not you, of course. There's your future. There's your dream if you did this. You drove by Wendy's. Why don't you own a piece of it? You drove by Jack in the Box. Why don't you own a piece of it? Laundromat, car wash. What do you get to do? What does this mean? Today, if we play the game to win the game, what do we do? Let's take this project here. Let's take, all right, a car wash, an ugly car wash. Okay, this one's ugly as can be. It's ugly. It's $500,000. It makes $11,000 a month income. That's all it makes. Okay, $11,000. It's ugly. They want 10% down. What's 500,000? That's 50 grand. Where are you going to get the 50 grand from? What do? You're going to steal from your family. The answer is no, 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 no. What should you do? Very simple. We should actually turn around and use a line of credit. I call it checkbook money. You should write a check from checkbook money, all right, for that, what, $50,000? And what do? See, numbers never lie to me, only people. If I get you 50,000, you can spend 25. If I get you 75, you spend 50, 70, 100,000, 75, or 150, 100. But again, they want 50,000 down. You don't have 50,000. All you have is a line of credit for 50. You're allowed to spend 25. So we have to put me and you in it to have two people to write a check. But I wanted to basically do other things. I want to create a reference of 3 times 5. So I'd like you to pay attention on this ugly car wash, okay? It's not going to make you rich. I don't want you to be rich. I want you to have an income the rest of your life and knock off the crap you do today. I'm sorry, you do it wrong anyway. They sue the corp, they sue you and your family. There you go. There's a husband and wife being what? In a lawsuit for going and being ducks and sheep. I don't like it. Now, I wanted to put 20% down. That's 100,000. What did I do? It took me plus 3 people. Each of us wrote a check for $25,000. Why? Because we wanted to close escrow and had it 20% down. What does that allow us to do? We take that $11,000 and we divide it by 4. So that means every entity, all right, every month has what? All right, about $2,600 a month income forever. Until you sell or do something with it in escrow, you close escrow. In the escrow, you close the escrow. You close the escrow, all right, you put a line of credit into escrow. That's what you did. You did that. What happens is the management company verifies that you use basically a checkbook money, a line of credit. If you use a line of credit, don't be surprised that management company finds out how you pay because they have to look at the escrow. That's what they do. They make sure the payment's made, and now you get the leftover. Your leftover is about $2,600 a month. Is that okay? That's $2,600 for the rest of your life. See, your problem is you don't look at auto income. You're trying to be rich, 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 rich. Good for you. I think that's the biggest mistake you do. I think you should use checkbook money or blueprint money. Let's write this down. All right, what do we do? Come on. If you really wanted auto income, you've all wasted $25,000, $100,000 in your life. Kind of what? I'm going to say you pissed it away. Sorry, it's true. What does this mean? Your ability to listen and learn. I would structure with the division process, 18 divisions, 9 lines of credit, 9 locations of something. If I get credit cards, I'm going to use that for one thing, Bitcoin, gold, silver, stock trading. That's it. Credit cards build score to get more. That's what it does. Credit cards build score to get more. That's what it is. Again, that's what it is. But again, I don't use credit cards to get into an escrow. I'm going to use a line of credit. Line of credit, write a check to escrow. The leftover is going to be back to my pocket. What do we get to do? If we use basically this process, how I designed it, and I wrote the first books about laundromat, car washes 47 years ago, you can learn to play the game. Do not run it. I said buy the damn thing, and that's what it is. Just like I had my 22,000 payphones. That's an auto income. There was only 6.6 million a month. Auto income, auto income. I think you need a paycheck. I'd like you to quit trying to be the entrepreneur because 99% fail. How about we get a paycheck? We structure it the right way. You own a piece of something. How about we own a laundromat, car wash, dry cleaners, fourplex, apartment complex, hotel, fast food, a gas station with a store. Own a piece. You can own a piece of something and get an auto income. It's that easy, all right, as you structure it the right way. Again, a blueprint loan. A blueprint loan allows you to do something, but if you structure in rules and tools. But again, American Express Gold and Platinum cards invite you to a blueprint loan. If you have 30 transactions on a monthly base and you have $100,000 in and out of the bank account, if you don't have that, I do. If you're in a coaching program, what happens? I allow some of my people in coaching to use my petty cash account as a verification. Verification process, $56,000. All right, $71,000. Here's $270. So last month's petty cash account, just in March, we're basically almost $400,000. I believe we can make the requirement make sense. What do you think? See, if you're in a coaching program, I will help you. I got to help you because I want to close the damn escrow. As we play this game to win, we want to close an escrow. That's the goal. Sometimes people need a calling card to talk to me because what happens, they get stuck. They get stuck and they send me an email. Hey, I'm stuck. What do I do? What do I do? So what do? We play the game to win. Coaching programs, they're easy, but again, they're expensive. All right, we group coaching, it's no problem. If we do coaching with a private specialist or with me, if I do coaching with you, you're stuck with me every step of the way, which means very simple. It's not cheap. Why? Because here's 3 months of coaching. If I put you in 3 months of coaching today, 3 divisions, I want to get you in an escrow, I'll get you $50,000 of credit. I'm going to guarantee if you do what you're told to do, you're going to close the damn escrow. But that's basically what? A laundromat, car wash, all right? Or basically from here, what do we do? Dry cleaner. What do we do? One escrow is going to give you an income base. That's what it is. All right, based on this is with the divisions and the line of credit. If not, you just do half the price and you don't get the goodies. It's up to you again. If I did 6 months of coaching, I want a storage unit in there. See, every division has the ability to do a different type of business. And that's why it's multiple division process as well. 6 divisions, 2 escrows. $75,000 in credit. Again, we help you finance the whole damn thing. Instead of wasting money, what you've done in the past, why don't you get into a real program with me and a real coach me and get you past go? But again, that's 6 months of coaching. With the goodies, it's 11 grand. It's not cheap. Without the goodies, you do the coaching just with me, half price. That's how it works. Simple. If I'm doing 9 months of coaching, it's 18 divisions because I want to get 9 escrows. I want escrows going because you create up to $100,000 a month. See, you've invested things that didn't make any sense. It didn't work for you. You basically did what? You brought the damn pain home. You should never do that in the first place. 18 divisions, 9 escrows. That's our ultimate goal. Maybe it's an apartment complex and a gas station and a store. But again, we want to get more. Again, that's 15 grand. But again, no goodies, no divisions, no credit. Guess what? It's half price. See, sometimes people want to get into coaching to learn to take the credit they already have them up, and away. In 12 months, I like to give you 36 divisions, but I'm as aggressive as can be. That could be up to 12 escrows in a year's time if you want. That's 20 grand. But again, if you don't want the 18 to 36 divisions and escrows and everything else and the goodies and the credit, simple. All we have to do is what? All we have to do is set it up, and away. So the bottom line is don't give excuses, please. I don't like excuses. Where did I park my 21 car collection at the time? When I built the big house on the hill. Everybody see from the freeway. It's windy up there, so we put the pool inside. Is that okay? Is that okay we put the pool inside? But then it doesn't matter if you got 3.7 billion in structure, which I did in 2009, you can still die in a coma. The yachts and the goodies and the things in the backyard. But again, it's up to you. You see, I'm the guy that's not full of doo-doo. If you ever want to win the game, let me know when you want to be serious about it. But again, you get to play the game to win. That's how it works. Yachts, race boats. Don't you park yours in the backyard? I park mine there. Shouldn't you park yours there? Same thing? It makes sense. Mansions in Havasu, Big Bear, all the mansions all over the place having fun. Again, what do? Even when I take my beautiful wife to Captain Jack's around the corner, we take the little Duffy to the restaurant. It's nice when you basically have worth about 3.7 billion in structure. They have all the goodies. Why not? Then you get to die in a coma and someone gets to rip you off and steal your goodies. See, this world is mean and cruel. You're not going to ride off the haircut, the chef at home. You're going to ride off the Rolex. That's a bunch of BS. Or the wedding. It's crap. I don't like crap. I like to show you the truth, the rules and tools, but it's up to you. Where do you park your yacht? I parked mine in my backyard. Where do you park the rest of it? Same thing. See, I'm the guy that's not full of doo-doo. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people full of doo-doo. But again, what do we get to do? Unfortunately, in this world, it's mean and cruel. All right, there's always somebody trying to hurt you. I've always realized one thing. Numbers never lie, only people do. Unfortunately, that's what's happened in my life. Being in 2 comas. Last one I got to die. First one I got crippled. I got to walk again when I asked him to pray to God. He answers prayers. It's simple. It is God, family, money. God, family, money always has been. Your ability is to listen and learn. We get to play the game to win. Moved 24 times at 11.5 years old. I had to hide at the library all the time. Shot, night. So don't give excuses, ladies and gentlemen. Your ability to change your life is today if you wanted to. But if you don't change your life, that's up to you. I can't force you to listen and learn, but I'll offer my opportunity for you if you want to play the game to win. I tell every one of you to get into Rapid Rescore today. I helped create that in the 70s. Why? Rapid blocks your crap, push your scores up. You're going to have to get credit to reduce your debt to ratio. It'll take different credit to do that, or often want debt consolidation or something. Because most of your debt to ratios are terrible. You jacked up the wrong damn car, you didn't know any better. That's the excuse, at least. Simple. Don't fluctuate. What do we do? 29% rule and tools. We have to understand how this works. 100,000 of personal credit. All right, what do we do? That gives me 71,000 of safety to protect my family. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a man. I got to do my job. As a man, I got to provide for the family. That's my job, period. Okay? I don't bring the pain home like you. I don't think you should do it either, but it's up to you to do what you're supposed to do, up to you. I don't like BS. Okay? I wrote a book called BS Doesn't Pay Your Bills. Rapid Rescore, you can buy it anywhere. It's on second, you basically have mortgage companies sell for about $2,000. I designed it in the 70s and 80s. Let's block your crap, push your score up, get green lights, and reduce your debt to ratio. In 3 months or less, you can have a 750 score. And let's go build the American dream. Let's go build it. It's called winning the game of business. I wrote that at 15, out there at 16. $1 million, billion-dollar structure as well. Billion-dollar structure at 21 years old. A blueprint call was me and you on the phone with your partner of life. I do them online all the time. I'm going to give you $10,000 of credit. Blueprint call is going to cost between $1,000 and $2,000. We say all the time. It depends if we're giving you $5,000 or $10,000 of credit. Let's give you money back so it learns how to play the game. I've been giving up to 10 times credit back to everybody for the last 50 years because I want you to get into a program and learn that it actually works. Nobody does what I do because they don't know how. Got to give me the ability to do all the pieces in the full blueprint. So again, 800-254-9506. What do? Simple. We're going to hand you $10,000 of credit back to you. I don't have excuses. Why do you have excuses? I don't get this. Why would anybody have excuses today? There's no reason to have excuses. Structure builds finance and dream. If we wanted to today, let's understand. If you were in a coaching program, I'm going to give you opportunities. I'm going to line them up for you if you want. It's simple. This little laundromat, I don't like it. Here's basically a storage unit for $1 million. They want 100,000 down. They want 200,000 if it's 20%. Should we put more people in it? We can get about 6,000 a month each through the corporate structure. This one's 2.7 million. We can put 8 people in there. We could get this one for 2.180. All right, 6 people, actually 9 people, get 80,000 a month. See, it's always based on the positioning. Do we want a storage unit? Want a laundromat, a car wash, dry cleaner, what it is? How about a gas station with a store? See, I think your division should do everything you want to do, but it's up to you as well. The ability to play the game to win. All I know is if you want to be an affiliate, you could do that too in the link tree. Because what it allows you to do is make up to 20%. You make money back to you as well. The goal is simple as we play this game to win. Follow me on TikTok. Get to know me, get to know you. What's going to happen? Very simple. We're going to make sure you understand how to play the game to win. I just want you to win the game. I want you to put your credit back on track step by step, because that's why I give these books for free all the time. Download them. They're there for you. Understand rules and tools, and then when taught you. Call the office. Talk to a specialist right away. Specialist is going to help you every step of the way, but it's up to you again. You get to listen and learn, but again, you get to follow through. That's the ultimate goal for all of us. Keep in mind, this is basically the Ray Reynolds Blueprint Live, and that's what we have. We want to have the show, have some fun, at the same time getting past go. And that's how it works. So today, if you have questions, ask the questions now. You and Ryan's friends? No. Okay, Rosie, he bought my books 18 years ago. He's out there doing something I don't believe in, okay? I don't care about points, okay? All right, I don't care about that at all. I care about the truth. I have 16 of his clients that he's told to pay off your bills every week, your credit cards, and they have all lost their credit cards. They have lost their limits. No, not at all. I did a call with him, and I thought, maybe I can help this guy more because he bought my books years ago. I watched him for 10 minutes say F the guy that asked if he had a degree. His favorite word's the F word. I don't like that. So the bottom line is no. Okay? By the way, to let you know, Rosie, I don't have friends. I quit having friends as a kid. When you move 24 times by the time you're what, 11 and a half years old, why have friends? I don't have friends. I have God and I have my wife and my kids. That's it. I don't believe in friends. I keep to myself. If I'm not teaching and preaching, all right, I'm a very private person. I keep to myself, always have. I'm basically boring. My wife is nuts. That's how it works. Nuts and boring works for us. So again, I don't like phony BS out there all the time. I see it all the time. I don't like it. So again, no. Okay? Not friends at all. The difference is I tried to help him. He bought my books. Now he's an expert. He's a coach. I don't like phony coaches. I don't like someone showing 950,000 American Express behind the scene and doesn't have the card. The moment you use any of these cards for $25,000, they put you through an audit review. I can show bank accounts with millions and billions. He can't. So when he says $1 million, it's not possible. Okay? You need 30 transactions. You need 100,000 plus a month to do that. But again, he says he has it, but the difference is they took it away 3 years ago. He's got the platinum one. When I called him out on it, he took the gold away. But again, hey, more power to him. I wish he would listen and learn to play the game the right way. But again, he doesn't teach what I teach anyway. Do not pay your credit cards to zero every week. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. I've got 16 people that lost their accounts because of him. The bottom line is they want to see you're making money. Every creditor wants to make some money off you. Let them make some money off you. Keep a balance of 10%. That makes more sense, but that's just my opinion. Again, I'm online 6 days a week, multiple times per in the day, live, teaching rules and tools, and teaching you because I'm old school, future school, and actually current school as well. The bottom line is getting all the pieces, and that's what makes sense. From there, I do up to 6 classes on Saturday, rules and tools, and all the full blueprint. So again, it's up to you. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen, before I get from here? Because I have a Zoom to do at 5 o'clock today. Okay, Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. Very simple to do. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, remember, this is Ray Reynolds, the Blueprint Live. We've been having a lot of fun. I'd tell you flat out, call the specialist today. Give them a phone call because they're there to help you every step of the way. Very simple. It's 800-254-9506. You can. I've been studying law and accounting for 50 years, and I wrote the books at 15, and I actually teach you rules and tools and step by step so you can accomplish your American dream as well. I've written 67 books so far. You do have a lot of copycats using my books and out there as well. But again, you want the real thing, you want the copycat. It's going to be up to you. But I teach you the whole blueprint. There's a difference. So 800-254-9506. We do our best. Let God do the rest. Amen to that too. Never, 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 never forget. You have reversed any of your books. What do you mean revised? Revised? Well, that's not true. Okay? The books are revised all the time. Again, what do you look at? Again, go on the link tree and look from there. Get the free book about starting out right. But again, it's okay. All right, as we play this game to win. So again, we do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. Well, there's a question. Well, DM me if you have a question. If I miss the question, all you have to do is DM me all the time. It's very simple. Okay? What is the link for the Zoom? Well, the Zoom, DM us, but you're not, most of you are not invited to the Zoom, to be honest with you. The Zoom for people who bought something this last week or are trying to get into coaching. So the Zoom's not for everybody. It's a private Zoom that I have all the time. All right, so DM us, and you might let you in it or not. I don't know. Okay, again, it depends what you're trying to do. It's up to you. It's simple. So again, I didn't invite the whole world for the Zoom. I just said I have one coming up at 5 o'clock. But again, I have a group of people in the Zoom. Okay, so you can DM us. We'll figure out if we're going to let you in, if we have enough space or not. All right, but again, it's not for everybody to get into the Zoom. All right, it's people that want to get into a program. They're already clients. If you're not a client, I'm not going to invite you to the Zoom. Why would I do that? Okay, I'll get you enough classes as well, 6 days a week as it is. So as we play this game to win, the bottom line again, let's do our best. Let God do the rest. Amen to that too. Never, ever forget, at the end of the day, God loves us all.